Welcome to Sideboob, the podcast that dives deep into the chaotic world of combat sports and YouTuber news.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say? It wasn't a great card. I mean, it was a fight
It
night
was very
card.
meh.
It was in
Yeah,
the middle. There was 100 people in the crowd. It seemed like it was a fight night card. What are we going to do?
I think we need to stop this. I don't know if that one was at the Apex or if it just had a low crowd turnout, but I think they need to stop these Apex fights because like this, it feels like you're just watching Ultimate Fighter. I know they had a finals for Ultimate Fighter in that,
Yes.
but that's how it feels. It feels like I'm watching Michael Bisping fighting back in the day. Like it's just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like during COVID, the pandemic, whenever
Mm.
there was no people around. It's like that's when this Apex came and was fulfilling its role. But like we need to move away from it. There's no reason to keep doing Apex fights, like you said. If they want to do these small fights, there are plenty of small venues around the world that would love to have a UFC event that can pack it with a few hundred people, maybe up to 1,000 or so, whatever it is. But there's
Yeah.
no need for it anymore.
I think they should kind of follow PFL suit and like so when they have low down fighters, maybe from Europe, maybe do like European kind of tournaments and stuff like that. Because I'm enjoying watching PFL Europe. It's the only PFL I watch to be honest. There's a lot of local fighters in that to Manchester. So and like the Europeans, they turn up for their fighters. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you might even get a sold out crowd in an arena for someone like Dakota Dicheva, who's already been doing that in Paris and all around like London and places like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that there might be something to that as well. Like it'll make them more money and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
another thing I find ironic, sorry to put you off,
no,
but
you're good.
like the Apex was like UFC's virtue signal in the COVID times. It was like we're not letting this stop us. We're gonna keep moving on. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
will get in our way.
Right.
But then the thing they used to say is everyone's getting lazy now and just staying at home and not wanting to go out is exactly what the Apex is them being lazy and not wanting to go out the house.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. It's probably keeps the cost really low.
Yeah.
It can't cost very much to produce that show. I mean, they have everything they need right there, and so they just put like people who are just on the periphery of being like household names or people who may be on the up and coming. Like, oh, they were on a fight night. They were on a main card. But like,
Yeah.
when was the last really good fight night card? I don't know.
To be honest, the last one that was like at the Apex was when they had the big stars there, like when Tony Ferguson versus Gaethje, or if you look at like when they went out to Saudi on the Fight Island, like maybe Izzy and Costa, you know what I mean? So you're not getting an Izzy and Costa or a Gaethje and Tony Ferguson at them events anymore,
No.
so they just don't have that appeal.
No.
Like, yeah, you get the odds like your Bo Nickel who runs through guys, or you can Chimaev who just runs through guys, but that's all what it is. You know what I mean? It's one guy vastly superior to another.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's they either put people who have a name value who are over the hill up against an up and comer, just so they can sell the show, or they put two nobodies together and say, oh, this is a battle for a top 15 spot. They just try to
Yeah,
make it more than it is.
yeah. And
And
like I saw that they took on quite a lot from the Contender Series, so I've got a feeling a lot of our like your Cannoneers and people like that are going to start getting put off the roster pretty quick soon.
yeah, I just wanted to. Can we talk about the top 15?
Yeah,
When I mean, I just want to get your opinion on this. Since when do we award a top 15 anything? Isn't it always top
yeah,
5 or top 10? I mean,
exactly.
top top 15 seems like it, in my opinion, and then I could be wrong with this, but I feel like the top 15 came about like right when Paddy Pimblett was kind of rising, and he wasn't
Yeah,
a top 10 fighter, but they're like, we have to do something to put something next to his name. Like, am I
yeah.
wrong?
No, you're totally right. I look at it as like the Paddy Pimblett, Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel kind of, and Chimaev kind of like situation is we need to attach a ranking to these names as quick as possible.
Yes.
And and it's like I understand that, but we all knew they were top 15 kind of level anyway, top 15 to top 30. Like, and the fact that you got guys now that are desperate to get into a top 15 is pretty crazy because
Put that
it
ranking
makes
next
no
to my
sense.
name. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man. This is embarrassing.
yeah, it
Like,
just
give
makes
me
no sense at all.
participation trophies for your ranking, man. Like,
That's what UFC is becoming, though. Like, you got like I don't think Tom's participation trophy, but it kind of is with the interim thing. Like the champion's been available for him to fight, so it's not like
yeah,
it's through lack of availability or anything like that.
yeah.
And then, almost like I'm trying to think who else kind of fits that bill. I can't think off the top of my head now, but there's been a few like that over the years. Like I suppose Connor was a bit like that as well at times, where it's like let's just try and invent a belt for him, just so he has that belt.
And I think now, if you look at heavyweight, you look at somebody like Tai Tuivasa, somebody like Derek Lewis, who just they haven't won in God knows how long, but they're still top 15.
Yeah,
It's just because they have name value. You want to assign some arbitrary ranking to them to make it feel like they're important. When come on, man.
For me, I think it's almost offensive that again, I hate on Ty a lot, Ty Tuivasa, but I think it's almost offensive that he's like, not just him, but people like him are like, get this special number next to their name. Like, if that was boxing, no one would care that you're in the top 15. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's young up and comers that you could probably put in the top 15. They probably wouldn't even want that. They wouldn't even want like the pressure of that right now. Like, let me get to the top 10 before I start getting that pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was a tangent. This wasn't something we were supposed to talk about or anything like that. But
Yeah.
it's like it just the top 15 has always rubbed me the wrong way since they started doing it. It's just like, come on, man, this is silly.
Yeah, it's just so pointless, man.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep this exciting exploration alive.